Coming to you from the sunny southern shore of Lake Erie, I'm Bob Rubart with the Oracle Groundbreakers team, and my guest this morning is Oracle ACE Director Debra Lilley. Debra, how are you this morning?
I'm very well, thank you. Wish we could be doing this next week when I'd had a haircut.
Well, you look fine. You look fine.
It's the headphones keeping it under control.
That's why, yeah, they hide many sins. You are participating. You are one of, I think, 60 plus Oracle ACEs that are participating among 100 plus professionals that are doing sessions at the Oracle Groundbreakers Yatra event this year. For obvious reasons, the 2020 event is a virtual event, so no globe hopping across India. But now your session was on Friday. What did you talk about?
I talked about the SaaS applications back to basics. So what I did was I talked about what was underneath them and how to compare that sort of semi-technical side with the on-premise applications.
Now, the description for your session describes the session as a whistle-stop history trip of Oracle Cloud about Oracle Cloud applications. What are some of the milestones along that trip for people who are unfamiliar with Oracle Cloud applications?
So I talked about when it was first talked about, so after the PeopleSoft acquisition. And then I talked through the development phase, which included building Fusion middleware, so there was a tool set to actually build the new applications on, input from user groups, which is how I got involved, working with development, and then through to early adopters. And believe it or not, they didn't start in the cloud, they started on-premise. So a little bit about that, and then how that moved to cloud, and then through the first releases through to now, which is a quarterly update. So that was the whistle-stop tour.
Now, let's backtrack just a little bit. What do you do and where do you do it? What company do you work for?
Cool. So I work for Accenture, and I look after their HCM practice in Europe. And I also have a big interest in that PaaS for SaaS, extending the SaaS applications.
In your daily experience, as you talk with your clients and customers, what are some of the most frequent questions that come up regarding Oracle Cloud applications? I
think understanding. So when you're talking to the C-suite, it's all about the solution. It's what can the technology do to help them deliver their strategy, and that's straightforward, and that's not a problem. When you're in a project scenario, or when you're talking to the IT department, there's this desire to understand where they are today and how do they get to where they want to be. That's the bit that I love, because you're really talking to the how do I make this work?
And when those opportunities arise that allow you to don your cape and mask and swoop in and be a superhero, what are the problems that you're called upon to fix?
Gosh, all sorts of things. I think really is you hear a lot of discussions around moving to cloud, and there's this what's termed phase zero, which is getting people ready to go to the cloud. And when you're going through that, there's a number of things that have to change in the way that you approach it. And then when it comes to the reality, that hadn't all been understood. However clear you make it, hasn't all been understood. And so, for instance, during the sales cycle, continuous innovation is fantastic. Everybody wants the idea of continuous innovation. They love the idea that the product is going to grow with you and with technology. And then when you're halfway through your implementation project and you have to stop for an update, it's, oh no, we can't do that. We're in the middle of our project, stop. We'll do it next week. Or you get to the end of the project and then it's, hey, just can we have some time to recover? Right? And it's that, you know, you make everybody aware that this is how it's going to be, and they want that, but then actually they haven't really made that change in the way that they're approaching it, and it's no, it's not right for us at the moment. So that's probably where we get most of our challenges. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What is the most frequent problem that your clients encounter? Where do they get hung up?
I think it depends on the customer approach. So there's this big thing about when you sell cloud to a customer, you sell it to the business. But then it gets passed to IT to do that, or and then is it still going to be treated as an upgrade from your business suite, or an upgrade from JD Edwards, or from wherever they are today? And it really isn't. It's a new implementation to support what you're trying to do today, and you're taking the data from whichever platform you were on before. But there's still this, well, they're both Oracle, surely we can just move from one to the other. And you can do that. There are tools that allow you to do that. But I don't think you get the value then. If you really want to get the value, you need to transform your business as well as the technology that's supporting it.
Now, I think we mentioned at the top of the interview that the Yatra event has, in the past, has been a tour of several cities in India. How many Yatra events have you participated in?
Just one Yatra. I did it, oh gosh, I can't remember now, a very early one. And the itinerary was 7 cities in 13 days.
Ooh, that's brutal.
Yeah, I found that a challenge. I'm not a very good car traveler, and the traffic in India is way beyond anything I would ever try myself. So I found that a challenge, both mentally and physically. But I love speaking in India. And I now regularly do the Sangam event, which is a 3-day event in one city. The people in that user group have the most amazing thirst for knowledge. And I just love being able to answer some of their questions.
How long have you been in the Oracle ACE program?
Since the beginning. I've been an ACE director for the whole program -1. So yeah.
And,
a long time.
What did you get out of being in the Oracle ACE program?
I love helping people learn when there's a desire to learn. And you can't do that unless you've learned yourself. And the ACE program gives me that access into Oracle, into product management, to understand what they're doing and the things that interest me. And then I can share that with both my employer, so my employer's getting value, but then through the user group communities with other people. And then I learn again, because the questions they ask me might be something that I hadn't considered, or something I need to go away and research.
So it's definitely a two-way street when it comes
Definitely.
to the sharing of experience.
Yeah, definitely.
What else is on your calendar this year? You know, so many live events have been shifted into virtual mode for reasons that are obvious. What do you have in your calendar?
So lots and lots of webcasts, which is good because you get the opportunity to share with more people. So I've done something for the Australian user group. I did something for the the BY user group earlier in the year. OD Tug was a fantastic event virtually. Far more people who I would have expected in person listened to. I ran the modern application development track for Kscope, and far more people than I would have expected in person. And also in UK, we're trying to really build a cloud applications community. So a number of sessions there, which is really good. Definitely on that idea of what questions are being asked. So we have dates in the diary, and then we pick something that was of great interest in one session, and lots of questions about it to follow on for the next session. So I think user groups can do, because there are so many webcasts out there, I think user groups can give you the conversation, not just the one-way learning.
Mm-hmm. In your contact with user group members, and not necessarily within the confines of a webinar, but just in casual conversations, what seems to be top of mind? Obviously, aside from pandemics, in a technical sense, what's the dominating the virtual hallway conversations amongst the people in your circle?
I don't think you can get away from what's going on in the world, because everything is changing. So when I talk to end users and customers, there's how are we doing this, and the success of people continuing projects digitally. So that's one thing. How can the technology quickly help? So, I've been an advocate for the digital assistant since it came out. I've said it's the fastest adopted technology I've seen in the 25 years that I've worked with Oracle, and all sorts of uses for that around what's happening now, but also getting more out of products. And then features of, I'm HCM now with Accenture, but, different ways of learning, and how is recruiting going to cope with the mass unemployment or moving of roles, which we're going to go through, in the near future.
Yeah.
So all of those things are the conversations that we tend to go around.
Yeah, it's definitely a period of transition, which is at once exciting and daunting. Yeah. Well, Debra, thank you so much for talking to me this morning, and good luck on your busy schedule with future webinars. What's actually next on your calendar?
I have got a session in getting the most out of Customer Connect. It's one of those websites that Oracle has put together, which gives you so much information that if you read it all, you'd never do any other work. So tips and tricks on how to get the most out of it. So yeah, with the user group in the UK.
All right.
Thursday, I think. Yeah, Thursday.
Oh, okay. Okay, great.
Or Friday. No, Friday. Yeah.
Again, thank you so much for taking time.
No problem.
And
always lovely to talk to you.
Same here. We've been doing this for quite a number of years now, and it's always fun.